Hey guys, Patrick Wind here, and welcome to this training model in which I'm going to show you all the ad specs for each specific ad format. So basically there are two important resources that you have to have in consideration. One is the official Facebook Business Ads Guide, and the other one is once again the Creative Hub. Let's get started with the general one, and then let's dive deeper with the Creative Hub. So let's get started. Here on Business Ads Guide, you see it's basically a general overview of all the different formats, for example video, image, collection, carousel, slideshow, canvas, but also the other ones like lead generation, offer, post engagement, event response, and page likes. And for each of these specific formats, you will find a tab, get the video ad specs, get the image ad specs, learn more about video ads or image ads, so whatever you want. So you get all the specs here. For example, if I want to know the exact specs for image, I click here, and then I come to this little page and I find the exact pixels that I need, which is the recommended one, how much characters can I use in the headline, how much in the link description, okay, so on and so forth. What is very important is that all of these numbers of course change depending to the placement. For example, in right column, of course my ad looks completely different, and also the recommendations are different. Or for example on Instagram feed, you see they recommend an image that's not horizontal anymore, but it's it should be squared, so one-on-one. Yeah, it's just very important for you to see that you can play around here. For example, let's take Instagram stories, an image for Instagram stories. Of course the ratio is not horizontal anymore, but it's vertical, okay. Yeah, and all of this is of course possible for all the different types. For example, if I would be interested in video, they also give me the recommendation for Facebook feed, they give me the recommendation for Instagram story, they give me a recommendation, let's see what they give us for okay, Facebook desktop right column does not even show up here because it's not possible for videos. Facebook desktop right column, however, is possible with images and also with carousel. So Facebook desktop right column could also be a carousel, but it just takes the first two ones. And this one, it looks very nice, for example, because it tries to simulate that it's just one image, but with two register cards. You see the minimum number of cards, maximum number of cards, okay, but it still just takes two. Okay, so here that's an interesting option within the Business Ads Guide. You see also the different opportunities for collection. You see how they can look in Instagram, how they can look in Facebook. You see already the difference that in Facebook mobile news feed, and they take 4 images, but basically take 3 and then the more button. And on Instagram feeds, it's just 3 images because they don't 1, 2, 3, but this one looks very nice because all of this has gray background. And if you then click on it, you see that's what they do with the mouse. This button here, this should simulate the mouse. Then you see an overview of all the products, and then you come directly to the specific page. So that's nice, and all the specs that you should use, like the characters, the headline is not visible, Instagram collection once again. Everything that you need to know about the specs is in here in this very interesting and good library of information. However, the only downside of this Facebook Business Ads Guide is that it's not that, I think the structure is okay, it's good, but it's even more intuitive, it's even faster, I think, here in the Creative Hub. So let's just also explore the Creative Hub. The Creative Hub, once again, you find it here in all tools, and then plan Creative Hub. Within the Creative Hub, you also see basically the same information that you have here, but just completely focused on the creative part. Okay, so you don't have the recommendations for the copies and the headlines and so on and so forth, and it's very focused on the creative part, and it's very nicely structured. So I use this one actually more when I want to know the specs for one specific placement, because for example, if I go on few formats, single image here, for example for mobile newsfeed, straightforward, but what's the exact spec that they recommend for Instagram feed? Okay, this one should be, actually the recommendation is not ideal, because they say here, it's actually a bug, because they say horizontal, but that's not horizontal. It should rather be squared, so 1800 by 1800. for Instagram stories. They changed it, that's nice. What about the videos? Video, they give it a recommendation, it should be up to 15 seconds. Vertical, also for Instagram feeds, recommended vertical. Well, stories, of course, and should be even bigger. So 9 to 16. And then the last one that is interesting here is the interactive part, so canvas and carousels. Here they give you all the different specs for images and videos, also here on carousel, and you see all the recommendation. Now you here have the right one, so the image size 1080 per 1080 pixel. That's the recommendation when it's squared. Okay, of course the carousel looks the same on Instagram, and on stories, however, it looks like this. So basically you have 1, 2, 3, well, up to 3 of them, and it should be 9 to 16, and the exact pixel is 1080 per 1920. So to sum up, here in the Creative Hub, in few formats, you see just an overview about the creative element, and you see the specs, but it sometimes is buggy. For example, here in single image Instagram feed, because that's apparently not horizontal, but rather squared. However, here in Facebook ad specs, you see a nicer and more detailed overview. It's not the it's a little bit heavier because you have all the text recommendation as well. Okay, but it's a wonderful library of all the potential ad formats that you have, and all the detailed specs when it comes to creatives and copy elements. So guys, thank you very much for listening, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.